This episode is brought to you by Novilla Mattresses. I consider Grandpa Joe from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory to be my arch nemesis. Even though I say this, I know we have one thing in common. That is, we both have a hard time getting out of bed in the morning. For Grandpa Joe, that's because he is a bad person. For me, it's because I sleep on a mattress made by Novilla, today's sponsor. Meet their Bliss Organic Memory Foam Mattress. Perfect for those who want a cool, dry, undisturbed sleep throughout the night, made with organic bamboo charcoal fiber, excellent motion isolation, cooling gel-infused memory foam that fits all bed frames and is reasonably priced between $179 and $369. Perfect for if you want an inexpensive mattress for you, your children, or even for your guest room. Like I said, I personally sleep on a Novilla mattress, and it has done wonders for me. Throw out that cheap Walmart mattress you got in college and get yourself a mattress made by Novilla. Using promo code Schweezy or the link in our description, you can save 10% on any purchase through Novilla directly. Become just like Grandpa Joe on a Novilla mattress today. Again, that's 10% off using promo code Schweezy. A reminder, when you use our links, you directly support this show. Welcome, one and all, to yet another best episode of Cancel Schweezy, the best podcast that has ever been made, the Lord's trademark favorite podcast. What is up? Welcome to the show today, everyone. Like I said, today is going to be our best episode we've ever made, so don't at me on that. Don't question the viability of what the best episode of Cancel Schweezy can and would and will be, because it's already been decided that this is already the best podcast, the Lord's trademark favorite podcast that has ever been made. Welcome to the show today, everyone. Welcome behind this beautiful exposed brick wall here yet again. Just describing my background for the audio people. Sometimes I forget, because you hear like a majority of the editing is filming and then we rip the audio from it. But I forget a lot of times that a lot of people only hear my voice. They don't see my voice. They only see the imagination of my body naked. I have to imagine you're seeing me naked with my Hank Hill ass, my gut, and everything else. But welcome one and all to the show today. Like I said, best episode ever. Best episode 81. We have never done a better episode than the one we're about to do today. And you know it, I know it, he, she, we, they, them knows it. And yeah, my hair's like good on volume, but it's a little weird. Last week I was like touching my hair so fucking much, and it's like I'm doing the TikToks, and I'm like waiting for someone to comment on TikTok that I touched my hair too much, and no one did. Everyone got mad because I said Christian bullshit. And I was like, I'm not even Christian and I'm offended. And then most people were like, we don't care. most people were like, we don't care. And then I posted those why Republicans are bad people. And that lit up a few people. Like, we're not bad people. I'm like, you kind of are. But anyways, we have a podcast today. Welcome to the podcast. If you are new to the show today, I just want to introduce myself. I'm Schweezy. Most of you, and by most of you, I mean your moms, probably know me as the Foreplay King. And yeah, so I have music out everywhere. It's like you take the cancel out of Cancel Schweezy, and you just type in Schweezy, and I'm on anywhere that most people stream music at, so you can go check me out there. Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Deezer, D's Nuts. Got him wherever you are listening to podcasts these days. I'll be there, and I will be there 100% to be able to be something you can listen to. Did I say everywhere podcasts you can listen to? I mean, everywhere you can stream music. I hope I said that right. I'm not going back and checking, so I hope I said that right. This is a one-take show, minus we do 3 takes for each individual segment. Well, regardless, though, it's we're on a tight schedule here. We don't have time. We don't do a lot of editing, but yeah, go check out my music. You can check me out on social media as well, at TheSchweezy. That's wherever you get your social media needs. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, I think those are all the active ones I use. But yeah, no, I post TikTok constantly. I try to post more than just show clips. So hopefully not all of you are bored. I posted one today about the Napoleon Dynamite TV series that only lasted 5 episodes because a lot of people just did not like that shit. I absolutely adored it, and I wish they'd bring it back. Bring back the Napoleon Dynamite animated show. It was the best. So yeah, I forgot to say, Cancel Schweezy is the only podcast where you put your whole Schweezy into it. Schweezy isn't like Schweezy pussy. Anyway, so yeah, and the other social medias I would like to include is Twitch, twitch.tv/TheSchweezy, where you can go check me out. I stream every Thursdays and other days sometimes. You just got to check me out on Instagram at TheSchweezy for all of that, because that's when I stream. I think is Fall Guys out now on free on everything. Let's Google that. Fall Guys free to play. Here's when Fall Guys be here to play. When will Fall Guys be free? June 21st. That's tomorrow, right? Yeah, that's tomorrow. So I'm probably gonna play Fall Guys on tomorrow, as in the day I'm recording this on June 20th. Tomorrow I will, I guess Thursday. Tomorrow, if you're listening this day of, I will be playing Fall Guys and trying out a whole bunch of other shit too. So don't be stingy. Make sure you subscribe. If you have an Amazon Prime account, what you can always go ahead and do, you can connect it to your Twitch account. You basically get that for free, a Twitch Prime for free. Following anyone on Twitch is free, but if you want to subscribe to someone, which is a great way to financially support someone, you can always go ahead and do that. Subscribe is typically $5, and you get one free subscribe when you connect it with your Amazon Prime account. So that's $5 extra that Jeff Bezos gets unless you subscribe to Schweezy over on Twitch. So don't be stingy. And you can also check out our Patreon page. It's a great way to financially support us and say thank you for being a friend, especially in a world where we don't know where all our money's coming from. So yeah, so be cool to your school or whatever. Be cool to your school. Fuck my school. You can always do all the free shit, like I said, liking if you're on the YouTube page, or especially those listening right now, go on our YouTube page, make sure you like our episodes and our highlights, subscribe to the show, especially on YouTube. We're trying to build up that algorithm. We're infiltrating algorithms, like I always like to say. If there's a highlight you want to share with a friend, make sure you share with a friend. Sharing is caring. If anything has taught us anything, sharing is caring. So we definitely have to make sure we're continuing to do that, sharing the show. That way everyone knows when and if we are doing a show. Audio-only platforms, obviously, go ahead, leave us a review. Give us a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 starting. That's the free stuff you can do. You don't have to spend any money. You can be like, I'm poor, I'm broke, I'm homeless. Homeless people can share Cancel Schweezy. It's not against their creed. It's not against their livelihood. So, yeah, so... Don't be stingy. Everyone take a drink. If you learn anything from the Cancel Schweezy drinking game, is now you gotta take a drink. Alright, anyways, though, let's get on with the show. The show must go on! Next up, we got Previous Week right now. What is Previous Week right now, you may be asking? Well, we will be going over the Previous Week right now, as in all the news I found important this week that I need to be discussing. And yeah, so I don't think there's anything other than that. Let's take a sip of Diet Coke and let's get into the fucking news. All right. I hit the mic several times. Late Show production team arrested at U.S. Capitol while filming television stunt. The police at the United States Capitol have arrested members of a production team for the CBS show The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, who were filming a segment featuring a salty canine puppet voiced by comedian Robert Smigel. The Capitol Police said on Friday they had arrested 7 people in a hallway of the Capitol building on Thursday night at a time when the building was closed to visitors. The people had been told to leave the building earlier in the day, the police said. CBS said that Triumph, the insult comic dog, the puppet that Mr. Smigel has voiced for several years, has been at the Capitol on Thursday with the production team when they were detained by the police. At the time of the arrest, the team had finished pre-arranged interviews with members of Congress and were filming final comedy elements in the building's hallways for an upcoming segment on The Late Show. The 7 people were later charged with unlawful entry, and an investigation is now underway in consultation with Matthew M. Graves, the U.S. Attorney from the District of Columbia. The Capitol Police said, adding that more criminal charges may be filed. Mr. Graves' office could not immediately be reached for comment on Friday night. The arrest in the Longworth House office building occurred at a time when Congress is holding televised hearings into the January 6, 2021 attack, in which supporters of President Donald J. Trump violently stormed the Capitol complex. Word of the arrest was sure to provide weekend fodders for pundits, comedians, and politicians. Some social media users said it was ironic that the production team members might be punished more than some of those involved in last year's attacks. The Fox News host Tucker Carlson took a different view, saying on Friday night that the Mr. Colbert's producers had committed insurrection at the U.S. Capitol building. It's exactly like what happened on January 6th, so we'll take a close look at what the punishments are, he told Fox viewers. Liz Cheney, call your office, Mr. Carlson added, referring to the Republican congresswoman from Wyoming and the vice chairwoman of the committee investigating last year's attack. We've got another committee to impanel. Mr. Smeagol, the comedian who plays Triumph the Insult Comic Dog, could not be reached for comment on Friday night. I was like, it would be funny if they just said Triumph the Insult Comic Dog. Well, the puppet couldn't reach comment and had been at the Capitol with a production team on both Wednesday and Thursday. The network declined to provide further information about the arrest, nor would it say when the segment featuring Mr. Smeagol's canine puppet would air. Mr. Smeagol is a former writer for Saturday Night Live and Late Night with Conan O'Brien, and his puppets is an irreverent, cigar-charming reporter who sometimes roams the hall of American power. Days after 2016 presidential election, Mr. Colbert introduced Triumph on his show as an old friend and a veteran of the campaign trail, a true mandarin of his business, and a toy Rottweiler. In a 2016 election special that year, Triumph had described himself as an insult comic. That's the wave of the future, he told the Republican presidential candidate Mike Huckabee. That's what Trump is doing. In February 2020 segment of Mr. Colbert's Late Show, Triumph visited the U.S. Capitol and joined a scrum of reporters around Senator Mitt Romney, Republican of Utah. Hey, Mitt, he said, I'm a dog journalist. Can I get a ride home on your roof? Mr. Romney did not reply. Later, then Triumph tried to enter a secure area to the Capitol building. A security guard told him that he did not have an access. I'm here to report on the very important waste of time going on in the chamber, he replied. Okay, so, there's a couple things we could talk about here. First of all, let's go over what the fuck fucking what Tucker Carlson was fucking saying. Tucker Carlson, formerly bow tie wearer until Jon Stewart roasted him so hard he never wore a bow tie again. That's the story if you didn't know. But so we're hearing so he believes, we're telling you here, either unless he's playing an act and he's doing it just for it, because I feel like Tucker Carlson is not, or he's under some agenda. But he believes that this fucking puppet, Triumph the Insult Comic Dog. Tucker Carlson believes that a dog puppet actually committed insurrection. Now, he also believes that people storming the Capitol and wanting to legitimately murder Nancy Pelosi, he does not believe that is an insurrection. Those are patriots, but a puppet dog commits an insurrection. Let's just make that clear of how fucking dumb Tucker Carlson is, because that man has to be so dumb. I'm surprised he even knows how to read on his teleprompter. Let's just be honest. I'm surprised he even knows how to do that. Next, I guess we're talking about the actual arrest. So I understand where the Capitol Police do, assuming they're better than real police. But assuming, because, some of them may have a little shell shock or being a little worried about anything. They're just being, and especially at this time, because I guess they're doing trials for the insurrection. So the idea would be they're kind of probably having to be on their A game right now, because there's probably more dumbasses who did not make it, like who did not get arrested and are trying again. We're like, stop this. We're clear. It was Antifa. And I don't think it was Antifa. I don't think. Antifa is gonna stage that shit. That's not how they would do. But so like I kind of get like they're probably on edge because they're expecting some attack and stuff like that. But also I'm thinking here, don't you get like a press release kind of type of thing with the Capitol building? Because I assume like if a CNN reporter or anything similar to that, and like they see a camera. They clearly see a puppet and a dog. Like they clearly know they're trying to like make content or something similar to that. They know they're trying to make some sort of content. Wouldn't they like keep in mind that they're probably with a station like CBS? Probably they have a news station, right? Like CBS could have gotten like press access to these. Like these 7 people could have got press access. Why were they just going there on a whim and like trying to do this shit? There's a lot of problems, a lot of interesting things. I'm kind of curious about how this is gonna like roll out. We're rolling out Niners drive-ins and dives. So I'm kind of curious how this is gonna turn out. But I don't know. What do y'all think? Do you still think Tucker Carlson's a fucking dumbass, or do you just think he can't read or doesn't know anything? Okay. Man says he spent $8,500 a year on Pepsi addiction, according to Newsweek. A supermarket worker who spent $8,500 a year on guzzling 30 cans of Pepsi a day for 2 decades said he had been cured after he was hypnotized. Andy Curry, 41, downed a liter of the fizzy drink every morning and drank a further 9 liters a day. The Briton has sipped an estimated 219,000 cans of Pepsi, nearly 18,000 pounds of sugar, or the equivalent of 7 million sugar cubes, Jesus, since he started drinking it in his 20s. Curry from Bangor, a city northern Wales, said, "I've always loved the taste of a cold Pepsi. Nothing could beat it, and I just got hooked. I work nights, so always like the sugar rush to keep me going. I'd go through 4 or 5 liter, 2-liter bottles of Pepsi every day. Because I work at Tesco, I could just buy it straight after work and take it home." Curry, who is married to wife Sarah, 39, said she spent $25 a day on Pepsi, amounting to around $8,500 per year. He added, "It cost me a fortune, to be honest. I could have bought a car every year for the same amount I was spending on Pepsi. I just needed to have it. As soon as I woke up, I go to the fridge and pour myself a large glass of Pepsi and just carry on through the day. I remember going to weddings and birthdays, and while other people had glasses of champagne, I'd be toasting people with a can of fizzy pop." Curry decided to take drastic action after he ballooned to 266 pounds, and his doctor warned him he was at risk becoming diabetic. Through exercise and diet, he managed to lose 28 pounds, but he couldn't stop drinking Pepsi. He contacted London-based therapist and hypnotist David Kilmurray, who identified Curry as having an avoidant restrictive food intake disorder, AFRID. Amazingly, after just one online hypnotherapy session, Curry was cured and drank water for the first time in 2 decades. Jeez, he never drank water. In the 4 weeks, he dropped a further 14 pounds and is remarkably more healthy. Curry said, "David met me online and hypnotized me for about 40 minutes. I don't know what he said, but afterwards, I just didn't want to drink it anymore. I still got 2 cans of Pepsi in my fridge, which I was going to have before the session, but didn't have time. I haven't touched them in a month and don't plan to. I prefer water now. My wife, Sarah, says my skin looks better and I've got so much more energy. I like walking now, and me and Sarah are planning to climb Mount Snowdon in the summer." Kilmurray said, "I was horrified at Andy's disclosure of drinking 10 liters of Pepsi a day. That was by far the worst sugar addiction I've ever heard of." Resigned to addiction, Andy was overweight, anxious, and struggled to get his words out because he was so breathless. "This kind of addiction is very strange and puts huge pressure on your vital organs." Andy was pre-diabetic and needed to change quickly before heart disease and potential pancreatic cancer took him. It became a poison and a crutch to him. Since working with him, I am delighted to see him drinking water and healthy drinks. So, here's the thing. So, like, I get people, drink soda. In, like, America, it's, like, so easy. And, I like to drink Diet Coke. I do it because it's 0 calories. And funny enough, I saw this woman on TikTok. I guess I'll play her who quit Diet Coke for some time.
So I used to drink excessive amounts of Diet Coke. Like, Diet Coke ran through my veins. I haven't had a drop of Diet Coke in a month. I want to share the changes that I've observed within the last month. First one is my health has been unchanged. I'm less happy. Haven't lost a pound. My one source of happiness is eliminated. The journey of not drinking Diet Coke is not worth it, people.
And so, you know, I'm no, like, I would drink soda all the time. If, like, I drink Mountain Dew, like, all the time if it was okay for me, but, too many calories, too much sugar. And I'm like, Diet Coke, I don't even know if Diet Coke's that much better. People are like, this artificial sweetener they use for it is not that good. It's not good for you, but, yeah. I've also noticed that if I try to lose weight, I don't think, like, sugar-free soda, like, helps at all. I feel like it slows your metabolism, or my metabolism. Maybe not for everyone, so if I'm dieting, I try to stay away. I just drink, like, if I want caffeine, I'll just drink, like, black coffee or something like that. I don't know how this guy is alive. I mean, obviously, he was barely making it soon. And so, like, he first lost 28 pounds, like, with proper diet and exercise. That was 28 pounds. Like, you know, you can, like, if you, so say there's something in your, you know, you're dieting, but there's, like, something you don't want to give up. Like, you can work around it. Like, there's a way, you know, it's just calorie intake. So, but, you know, it's funny. Like, he lost 28 pounds without drinking Pepsi. Like, still drinking Pepsi. He still lost 28 pounds. So, people who drink, but he's, like, people are like, not everyone can lose weight that easy. I'm like, yes, you can. This guy lost 28 pounds and drank a shit ton of Pepsi a day. Like, he drank a ton of sugar every day. Like, you can lose weight, so I hate hearing people who are like, oh, not everyone can just lose weight easy. Yes, you can. It's basically math, and just don't starve yourself. People don't do that either. I'm not telling you to starve yourself. But then we notice here, he lost another 14 pounds when he quit drinking Pepsi. He just lost like 14 pounds, like easy, after just quitting soda. Like, it's incredible. Like, people don't understand how bad soda is for people. And that's the amazing thing. Like, once I, like, you could look at me, like, just videos of me, like, when I was drinking too much sugar added soda versus when I wasn't. And, like, you could tell, like, my weight, you just drop weight if you stop drinking soda. It's pretty remarkable. So if you have a problem losing weight, don't drink sugar soda. That's soda with sugar in it. Like, that's, you know, I like how he's he's refused to drink Diet Pepsi. Like, fuck Diet Pepsi. And everybody like, you know, like, they have Pepsi products. I'm just like, I'll just get Mountain Dew. It's just like I'm not gonna drink a Diet Pepsi. Like, fuck Diet Pepsi. I don't even know why you like regular Pepsi. The only thing Pepsi's good for is to create peace between Black Lives Matter and police. That's, like, the only thing Pepsi is good for, as we've all learned. And as we learned, my nose is itching like a motherfucker right now. So how this guy is alive, he spent $25. I don't know. Okay, so I'm just thinking here, before we move on to our next article. If you're spending $25 a day on soda, wouldn't it make more sense? There's a cheaper way to spend less than $25 a day on soda. Let me see how much a keg of Pepsi. How much is a keg of Pepsi? 5-gallon keg, Cornelius Pepsi style, ball lock, corny keg. Okay, I want to, like, buy fountain Pepsi. Okay, so Pepsi, 5-gallon soft drink. I'm looking here. So saying, like, the 5-pound Pepsi, I guess, you know, if you would have to invest in, like, a water type of fountain. I'm seeing on Amazon a 5-gallon kind of keg thing that you use for, like, a water fountain. That's $209, 5 gallons. How many liters in a gallon? Thank you, Google. So 1 gig is 3 liters. Is that really it? Oh, okay, so, but it's different because this is just like the Pepsi syrup. Okay, 5-gallon in box syrup mixed with 30 gallons of soda. So you get 30 gallons of soda. So what was it like? God damn it, I'm doing math on this show. Fuck this segment. Everyone's like, this is some fucking gourmet. Okay, so $209 for the syrup. I bet you could probably buy it wholesale somewhere else. Okay, so we got 30 gallons, and then that's divided by 209.99. No, okay. I did it wrong. Sorry. Haven't been in school for like 10 years. That's divided by 30 gallons. So I got that's $6.99 a gallon. So he's spending like $7 a gallon. 3 liters make a gallon. So okay, I don't know. But anyways, though, no, I think he should just get a soda machine. I think that would have made their problems a lot easier. And buddy, maybe switch to Diet Coke. I don't know. Maybe that's the problem. All right, from CNN, sexy trash cans. This Swedish city is taking a risque approach to garbage. The Swedish city Malmö, I'm going to call it Malmo, is taking dirty talk to a whole new level in its latest effort to clean up the streets. By installing talking garbage cans that dish out racy audio messages after being fed trash, authorities are hoping for an increase in rubbish being deposited. Pedestrians that drop trash into one of 2 bins on the city's Daven Bridge are rewarded with extremely positive feedback with a sultry female voice, who offer a range of responses. Oh, right there, yes. Come back soon and do that again, and a bit more to the left next time, feature among the program messages. While the seductive approach is a fresh tactic, trash cans with voices are not a new addition in Sweden's 3rd largest city. In 2017, the city council brought 18 talking cans, though today only 2 still speak, according to CNN affiliate Expressen. During the pandemic, they thanked depositors for adhering to social distancing regulations for a new era, calls for a new method, the city road department's section chief believes. Malmo has long been renowned as a pioneer in eco-friendly living, so its latest innovation should perhaps come as no surprise. The city's eco drive is epitomized by Bo 01 City of Tomorrow, a project launched in 2001 that has transformed a polluted, defunct shipyard in the city into a green, sustainable living district. All energy needs for homes, shopping, and office buildings in the area are met with renewable sources, with food waste converted to biogas to run local businesses. So, here's the thing here. With the sexy trash cans, as the kids are saying, this is only appealing to people who are sexually attracted to trash cans, and goofballs like me who would be like, oh, harder, daddy, oh, just like like to make me giggle and shit like that. That's all it is, like, good for. Like, I don't know whose idea is it. What's going to make people throw their trash away? Getting them horny as they throw trash away. Like, let's try to get people horny when they throw their trash away. That's my idea to do this. Maybe that's the reason why. Maybe that's the only thing that can help us out. Maybe that's the only thing that's going to be able to do this. But I mean, like, I guess they're like thinking of the right thing. Let's try to be eco-friendly. Let's try to make a better society. But let's be honest here. I don't think trash cans being like, harder, daddy. I'm like, what? I don't think that's gonna make people want to, like, throw their trash away more. I'm a bit of a consumer myself, as some would say, and I don't think this is it's funny to me, and I'm like, oh, let's keep doing it. It's like naming that boat, like Bodie McBoatface and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I don't think this is a good. I don't think this will help. It'd be like, I was just throwing this candy wrapper away, but now I'm kind of horny. So, who would have thought it? Believe it or not, I'm not home. Okay, our last article is from the Gazette. Marjorie Taylor Greene blames tampon shortage on transgender people. All right, here we go. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene blamed transgender people for the tampon shortage hitting the United States. Greene said the shortage is probably because men are buying tampons and that tampons are being placed in men's restrooms. I'm telling you the truth, Greene said during an appearance on Right Side Broadcasting Network. You can look it up. Look it up on the internet. Everything's true on the internet. The only time I would ever say, look it up on the internet, is random, like, movie trivia and bullshit like that. It's never for articles like, transgender women are the reason why there's a tampon shortage because they keep sticking it up their butt. Even I know that's wrong. How wrong you have to be for me to notice? The major tampon manufacturers, Procter & Gamble, Edgewell, and Kimberly-Clark have cited COVID-19 related limitations on employees' ability to work and travel, shipping and transportation bottlenecks, and difficulty sourcing raw materials for the tampon shortage that has hit the U.S. over the last several months. Cotton and rayon, key ingredients for the manufacture of tampons, have been in high demand throughout the pandemic, which has also led to higher costs. Procter & Gamble, which manufactures Tampax products, the most popular tampon brand in the U.S., said the company has increased manufacturing at its main plant to operate around the clock to meet increased demand according to Time. Greene also alluded to other shortages plaguing the U.S. The Georgia congresswoman asked whether anyone has checked the warehouse at the border where all the baby formula is stocked. In reference to the baby formula shortage, the shortage is a result of both a recall of powdered formulas by Abbott Nutrition in February and a supply chain problem caused by COVID-19. Abbott Nutrition's plant in Sturgis, Michigan, where the recall has been ordered, became operational again on June 4th, nearly 4 months after a mandated closure. So, Marjorie Taylor Greene, that's what we're calling you from now on. That's her new canonical name on the show. How do you come to these conclusions? Like, how does your dumb fucking brain come to the conclusion? Look, I'm all for calling you by your pronouns and shit like that. But we're gonna just get a little scientific here. So the penis havers, any of the penis havers, I'll tell you here, are not using tampons. They are. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna make an educated guess here that all the penis havers aren't using tampons. It's gonna be the vagina havers who are using these tampons because they're still bleeding and shit like that. I mean, you're men. I'm a man. I shouldn't be telling a woman how fucking periods work. I can't be the one telling women how this works. Okay, I've never had a period in my life. I have bled out my asshole, but that is a different story. I am not responsible enough or knowledgeable enough to be telling women about how their periods work. And now I am. I'm telling a woman how fucking periods work. And starting with the fact that you have to have a vagina. Vagina doesn't make you a woman. Period doesn't make you a woman. Having a baby doesn't make you a woman. What makes you annoying is, what does man? I don't know. But I don't think any of those are the answer. What makes you a woman? Sucking dick. That makes you a woman. Except sometimes men do that. Sucking my dick makes you a woman. That's what I'll say. Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm not saying you should go to jail, but we should put you in a home. I think you're already ready enough. We need to put you in a home. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene needs to be put in a home. I'm just saying. You all know that I'm built different, but I bet you are coming to me to learn how to be built different as well. The only way to be built different is to get yourself some supplements from today's sponsor, FNX Fitness. FNX Fitness is committed to creating innovative supplements of the highest quality that provide focus for a productive morning, energy to thrive all day, performance supplements to reach new goals, unique sleep and recovery formulas to support any sport, and healthy supplements to support an active lifestyle for years to come. I also really enjoy their clothing line that makes you look good while working out as well. Another thing I love about FNX Fitness is that with every purchase, they donate a gallon of water to a child in need. Start working out smarter, not harder. By using the link in our description today, you can save 15% on your purchase. So go save 15% on some of the best supplements out there when using the link in our description. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. When an enemy shoots at you, you pull out your Captain America shield. When Doc Ock attacks you on a bridge, you control the nanobots from your Iron Spider suit to control his arms. So why are you allowing all these websites to store your credit card information? The solution to that is today's sponsor, Privacy. Privacy is the first payment product that keeps your personal information private while being even more convenient than using a physical payment card online. Privacy empowers you to protect your physical card information. Each merchant you share your card information with puts you more at risk to hackers or data breaches. Why not use a privacy card instead? By creating a virtual card with privacy for each merchant you shop with, your physical card is safe and secure. Privacy cards can be paused or closed at any time, preventing any future transactions from being authorized. Privacy cards can also be single-use, meaning they close after just one authorized transaction. One of my favorite ways to use privacy is for any service with a free trial that requires a credit card to sign up. But wait, there's more. By using our link in the description, you can get $5 to spend anywhere. That's money that you get to use. So start paying the smart way with Privacy. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. So I recently saw a meme, and the meme said this. I'm going to read it for you. Old school Disney flicks. Your family's dead, and now you gotta fight a villain. But new school Disney flicks, your family's alive, and now you gotta deal with their bullshit. So, why not? And I haven't done this in a while. I haven't done a movie review in a while. Like, we've talked about movies I've seen, but I haven't talked about, we haven't done a full movie review, and I think I haven't done it since, in like 6 months. So it had to have been Christmas when we do our monthly. Every month, every week we do a movie review of a Christmas movie. It's time for another movie review. We haven't done a movie review in a while, so I thought, why not do another movie review? And speaking of dealing with your family's bullshit, let's talk about Encanto, specifically Bruno. We're going to be talking about Bruno today in our episode of Cancel Schweezy. We're going to talk about Bruno. So initially I tried to watch this movie. I think I tried to watch it back in January. I think the whole month of January, I was basically in between health insurance or whatever. And I had to and I just couldn't get on any new medication without spending hundreds of dollars. So I was off my meds, my antidepressants, the one that also really helped me focus on life in general. Helped me figure shit out. I was off those. I tried watching it then, and I was not following along with the movie at all. How I even graduated college without getting on antidepressants until my senior year, and even then, that was me trying to figure out what works for me. It is incredible that I even followed along that, because I could not follow what was going on in that movie at all. So, just an idea. A lot of people, if you have ADHD or anxiety or depression, and you're oh, things are a lot better now that I'm taking these, I guess I don't have to take them anymore. Stop with that thinking. It's not fucking, what was it? God damn it. The medicines you take when you got an infection or whatever. It's not like that. You have to continue to take it. The reason why you're feeling good on it is because it's working. That's why. So anyways, though, I got back on the meds, and I was I need to actually watch Encanto. But I just never did, and I kept watching other shit, and I was oh, maybe I should watch Encanto tonight, and I never did. I heard, we don't talk about Bruno, so I always knew something about Bruno. I always knew we didn't talk about him, but I kept talking about him, but I also never watched the movie, so I was just talking a lot of shit about Bruno, without really necessarily, knowing anything about the guy. It's just, I'm gonna talk shit on Bruno, no. And there's this one fucking meme. I would just show it on this. It's the, I would show it, but I think I'm gonna get copyright strike, and I don't want that. No, don't want that. It was like this lung doctor or like throat doctor. It's like, we don't talk about Bruno, no. We don't want you to clear your throat, because apparently clearing your throat really strains your throat. And someone who, studied voice and had to study all the fucking organs in there knows, yes, it can be harmful. However, if it's just like like that, you're going to be fine. Trust me. You're going to be A-okay. You're not going to have any problems. So don't worry about that. I wish I could play that fucking. I don't want to get copyright strike. I want to show like clips on the I don't know how some of these reaction channels on YouTube get away with showing clips from the actual movie without getting like copyright striked, because I tried one time and it was like, strike, got it. And these are like hour-and-a-half episodes, and I don't have time to like edit them, bounce them again, do that shit. It just takes a while. So I wish I could show more clips of other shit. But anyways, though, back on that. So obviously, I never got to watch this, and I've been talking shit about Bruno a lot. And I also know Stephanie Beatriz, aka Mommy Rosa from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, does the voice of Mirabelle, which is weird. Which is weird when a mommy, like a mommy woman, we know what we're talking about, mommies. Brie Larson, mommy. She's voicing, and Mirabelle is supposed to be like 15 years old in this movie, which is weird. There is something weird about, like, she's like 41 right now. Like, it's weird to have a mommy be voicing a kid. Anyways, though, I guess we all have to look past that, because I'm going to talk a lot more shit about Bruno. We're going to talk a lot of shit about Bruno. Actually, I think I have all good things to say about Bruno. Let's fix my hair. Let's take this one part right here that's annoying me. Let's continue to, let's get into it. This is my movie review. We're going to go through the movie of Encanto. If you haven't seen it, too fucking bad, get a fucking Disney Plus account. That's like the cheapest streaming service with the best content to price ratio of streaming services right now. But anyways, though, let's start with the movie. So, the movie starts with this story from Abuela, or Grandma. I think I'm going to go back and forth between the two. It's Abuela and Grandma. They talk about this magic candle that gives their family magic superpowers. And apparently it guided their family to their Encanto. What is an Encanto, you may be asking? Well, I'm here to tell you that, because I Google translated it, and first I spelled it Encanto, and it came up the same both times, even when I spelled it right. It's charm in Spanish, so their Encanto is just their charm. Maybe I'm just lost. It's maybe lost in translation. So they said the name of the movie in like the first 5 minutes of the movie. So no more surprises. Like the Encanto isn't the surprise of like the movie. We're gonna continue on from here. So we all know what an Encanto is. We can all live happier lives. So with this candle, the logic of this magic candle. After, I guess, Abuela's husband died, then they got like a house, like a big ass house, like community house shit or whatever. And the house is sentient too. They may have explained it, but I maybe didn't pay attention too well. So that's a possibility that I didn't pay attention very well. So the house is sentient. There's a theory I have, but let's continue. This magic candle gives everyone in this family a magic power. I think we're going to go over most of the magic powers as we go through the movie. I don't have to explain it. The opening song explains everyone's powers. But I'm going to explain it as I continue on with this movie review. So Mirabelle sings a song. Yeah, she sings a song about everyone's powers. Duetted with the sentient house floors. I am not... That part is confuses the ever-loving shit out of me. I don't get it. don't think I will get it. But nevertheless, he persisted, and I have to continue on with that too. Why is the house sentient? They never explain it to you. Anyways, though, so and the thing about this, the family madrigal. It's with the family madrigal. Shit like that. They definitely let you know, like, this is our family. This is our family last name. So we go to, what is it? So basically, everyone's important. They're important to the entire town. So already I see a lot of similarities to the movie Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Which the lesson of that movie, if you didn't know, I think we have a review somewhere on the channel, that you're not useful. Your life isn't worth living unless you're useful to others. Like, that's the general lesson we get from that movie. So we're already off to a good start here. And I'm like, this is a toxic family. Like, I just know straight up, like, beginning with this is a toxic family. This family is toxic AF. And, there's going to be a lot of problems going on with this family. Right about the family magical. We're all toxic in the family magical. The reason why I say you're useless unless you have something, so I already know that, is that when Mirabelle was 5 and was supposed to get her powers, the door and the candle that gave her powers, disappeared. It just disappeared, and she didn't get powers. But everyone else in the family gets powers except her. So, fuck this. I would have been like, when I got older, I'd be like, fuck this family. I'm out of here. That's a lot of shit. Because now, to Abuela, grandma, she is now useless to her family. She is now useless. Everyone else in the family thinks she's useless. She is a waste of space in now their little society. She's now a waste of space. So, that's a lot of therapy. That's a lot of years of therapy to undo. That's going to take a lot of years of therapy to undo that toxic household she now lives in. I think we go through, her parents are cool, though. It's just Abuela and the rest of the society who doesn't like her. That's the problem. So I guess plot continues in this movie, and Mirabelle sees a bunch of tiles crack. But then the cracks go away, and the magic candle, the magic candle that gives everyone their powers, almost went out. But when, she sees that, she's like, okay, we got a fucking situation here. She went to go show it, and it looks like everyone sees it, and the damage is all gone. And so everyone's like, Mirabelle, shut the fuck up. Like, you're going fucking crazy. Maybe your superpower is being out of your goddamn fucking mind. Maybe that's Mirabelle's powers, just being out of her mind. But then Mirabelle tries to sneak over to the candle, the magic candle that, after she was gaslit by everyone. She sneaks out of her bedroom, goes to the magic candle, and she hears her Abuela talk about how she's going down and she needs help to fix the family, save the house, save the magic candle. She's like, so Abuela knew all along something bad was about to happen to their magic powers. But instead of being like, maybe we should do something, she decided to gaslight Mirabelle. Abuela is a bad person, okay? I think I was supposed to, that's a spoiler alert for the rest of the movie, but Abuela is a horrible human being. And is a bad person. So don't trust her. Don't trust anything she says, because Abuela is a bad person. And we'll continue to see how much of a bad fucking person she is. So that means, but Mirabelle, being young, naive, decides that, she's not old enough to be petty yet. She hasn't been through enough shit to be petty yet. She's only 15. She hasn't, once you turn, if that's, your lifestyle, by the time you get into your 20s, you're, a pretty fucking jaded human being. So anyways, though, she tries to save everything, because it's a fucking Disney. It's a Disney movie, folks. They're not gonna make someone like me and put me in a Disney movie. So she goes to, Louisa. Louisa's superpowers is she has super strength, and she also looks like every softball coach that has ever existed. I'm I'm sorry if you're a softball coach listening to it. You're probably super strong, and I'm not going to fight you. So let's all be careful there. She's also has the ability to just move entire buildings, which I'm no scientist. I don't claim to be a scientist, but I know how you move a building isn't just picking it up from the ground base. Things are attached. There's load-bearing pillars to make sure things don't collapse. There's a lot of bullshit in her ability. She can move houses, which later becomes a problem with the magic sentient house they live in, that she was able to move entire buildings, and I don't think that's how buildings work. I'm not trying to claim I know anything about architecture or science, but that's not how buildings work. She sings a song about her drip, 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 that'll never stop, and when I hear, look at the drip, I hear, what outfit am I wearing? She was not talking about her outfit. She was talking about, I don't know, something about being stressed out about having to do all this fucking work. And she's worried, and she has to look strong, but she has a soft side. Like every large, strong person you see who's just naturally that like big and shit, they do have a sensitive side, and usually they're not the ones who want to fight everyone. But then, I guess, what was it? So she sings about her drip. She did hear something about the magic going away. Because Bruno had a vision about it, I guess. Bruno had the vision about it. And so that's why. So I guess Mirabelle goes to Bruno's tower, which does not obey the laws of physics at all. It's huge, and sand is in there and stuff like that. So she goes into like his future prediction room, where there's like a broken green glass thing, and it's something involving like Mirabelle being the reason the family's powers are going away. And then Louisa loses her powers too, which I don't know how that works, because doesn't the candle provide the powers, but now Louisa doesn't have powers. They don't explain that in the movie. I'm just saying I'm here to explain all the plot holes in these fucking movies. So now, remember when all these bitches were like, we don't talk about Bruno, they're like throughout the whole thing. Now they explain why they don't talk about Bruno. So here's the contradiction in what they're saying. They say that we don't talk about Bruno, but then they sing a whole ass song about Bruno. So is it like the idea is like we don't talk about him, but we can sing about Bruno, or are they just hypocrites? I'm not the one to decide that for you. You're going to have to be the ones to decide that on your own. So anyways, they sing this song about Bruno. And so basically, the reason why they don't talk about Bruno is that Bruno can predict the future. And so with Bruno's ability to predict the future, everyone hates him because of it. Because now he's the one who's getting blamed for everyone else in the family's bad decisions. So the one that can control the weather, she doesn't talk about Bruno because it rained on her wedding day. Even though she controls the weather, it's Bruno's fault. It's like everyone else is blaming Bruno for their specific problems, and therein lies the problem with this toxic ass fucking family. Is that they say Bruno is evil, but Bruno is just predicting what these toxic ass people are going to do in their life. So then I guess that's why everyone's pissed at him. So I guess Mirabelle is they see the prediction, and her dad walks in and sees it, and we gotta hide this. We can't know that you're the reason why everything's doing it. Everything bad's happening. And then Dolores with her big ass fucking ears overhears them, and then just decides to tell it to the whole family to make Mirabelle be a bitch. Dolores, I think she obviously, I think she's old. I think Dolores is old enough. I do think she's the hottest one of all of them. But if we're gonna pick them all, and she's old enough to get married, so I'm assuming she's a legal age. She's the hottest of all of them. But anyways, though, overhears it, and now everyone hates Mirabelle. But then Mirabelle sees a bunch of rats stealing this green glass with all the future predictions on it that Bruno makes, and leads Mirabelle right to Bruno, the guy that we're not talking about. Apparently, the guy who predicts the future of his family's bad fucking decisions. Uh, and then so Bruno, we find out, has been living inside the walls, and which is like one of my big fears. Of like you have a home, and then there's someone like living in between the walls or in like your crawl space above you or below you, and shit like that. And they come out at night, steal a little bit of food to survive. Like that just creeps me out. Just the fact that like someone's there, someone's around. Like, you know, and you sneeze and like, and you just hope you don't hear someone say "God bless you" or something like that. Like you're like, I'm home alone right now. Anyways, though, but Bruno's also out of his goddamn mind. He decided to live in the walls because he was banished from the family, or supposedly. But it was hard to get around the mountains, so he just stuck there and had rats steal food for him. Even though he's not the kid who talks to animals. Anyways, though, because he didn't benefit the family, he was exiled and excommunicated or what you have you. But then Mirabelle, but I guess Bruno explains that the vision wasn't very clear about what's going on, so so Mirabelle gaslights Bruno into making like another prediction. That's what's going on. And then it does cut to a scene for a second about like Mirabelle's parents be like, "Hey, Abuela, quit being toxic to our daughter. We love her." And Abuela's like, "No, because I'm a boomer and I'm a terrible person." So then I guess, like, you know, we learn Mirabelle's parents are good people. And then, they go and do another, Bruno's doing another prediction, which is a crazy fucking scene. I don't know how they even figured out he can do this shit. But they learn Mirabelle has to squash her beef with Isabella, who is apparently the hot one of this group, which I don't know. I'm not into her. Her powers are being beautiful, not hot, but her powers are being beautiful, and she can make flowers, which I don't know. And Isabella's kind of a bitch too. So it turns out, like at that dinner, Isabella was supposed to marry this one guy, but she accidentally punched him in the face with the flower, and so I guess they're not getting married now. But it turns out Isabella didn't want to marry that guy to begin with, and be set up like another family because this is a modern Disney movie, isn't an old ass one. So eventually they sing a song about being friends and shit like that. Abuela decides she wants to start being a bitch to Mirabelle. She finally cracks and said, she's like, "I'm never going to be good enough for you," like every teenager. And she even goes on, like, "Abuela, you don't like anyone in this family unless they do whatever you want to do." And that's when we figure out Abuela is the villain of this story, which you can kind of tell. Every boomer is like the problem with most things. And then the house just fucking collapses in on itself. It's just fucking be like, I think I kind of think Mirabelle's powers are the house. Like she can control this house. Like I think that's her powers, but there's a lot of other conspiracy theories that we could be going to in regards to figuring this shit out. And so now, because her Abuela's boomer abuse, like just destroyed this house. But the house still has some magic powers to save Mirabelle. That's why I think the house, like this sentient house, I think Mirabelle controls it. I don't know. I don't even know. I can't figure that out. So, you know, Mirabelle runs away to the river, but our villain, Abuela, finds her. They have a heart-to-heart, and they show a flashback to her younger days, and Abuela's like, "I don't want you to live like shit like me, where my husband died, and I had triplets, and here's the problem I had. Like, she knew she was having triplets, but they don't, like, establish electricity existing yet in this movie. So I know you can usually tell if you're pregnant, you know, like you're not really having periods for a while. It's usually a good sign. You're late on your period, and that's like a worrisome thing, you know. Like women have a period, and they're like, it's all bloody and gross. I'm not pregnant. So, so she knew she was having triplets, but I'm like, I don't know. How do you figure out, like, how do people figure out, like, if they're having more than one kid? I mean, like, you could probably figure out at the end, like, I'm enormous. But you know, that's the plot hole I had in this movie. They also sing a song about caterpillars. They go to a song about caterpillars, which is weird. I was watching with captions on. That's the only way I know. I don't know if they don't. So But then they also kind of allude to that her abuela's boy toy Pedro was the house. I don't know. This fucking sentient house is annoying the shit out of me, and I just can't figure out what's going on. But yeah, I guess Abuela admits she fucked up, and so I guess that's good. So that's cool. I guess maybe the sentient house. I don't know. I'm still annoyed with the sentient fucking house thing. And I guess the whole family forgave Abuela, which is dumb. And Abuela, everyone forgives Bruno too, with a hug, not an apology. They just hug him. They don't apologize, which is bullshit. They need to try to apologize. So yeah, I guess now we're entering the end of this movie. It ends typical Disney fashion. They forgive Bruno, and they decide to rebuild the home with a new foundation, like a new representation of like this new idea for the family. The funny part is, I didn't think all the villagers had superpowers either, but they all had the same superpower every Mexican has, and which is construction. They all know how to. They built the construction, and they built like the thing in the fucking like they built the house in a day, which is a superpower. Which is the I'm assuming this movie is in Mexico, which is the amazing power of Mexicans is construction work. That's why you see so many of them do construction. That's their powers. And then Mirabel opened like the magic door to welcome into the home. And did she get powers? Did she always have powers? Is her powers moving the house? Like, can someone explain that shit to me? What's going on with this sentient house? Can someone explain the sentient house to me? Like, and so did Mirabel get powers? Did she have the sentient house powers? I'm just so fucking annoyed with the sentient house. They don't explain it at all, or I didn't pay attention, or even if I was supposed to pay attention, they didn't do a good job reassuring me that there's a reason why this house is sentient. They call it an Encanto, which is just charm, and it isn't casa or something like that, house. Can someone explain? Can we explain? Apparently there's lore in fucking more lore in fucking Encanto than I fucking needed to know about. Not even like fan made theories. It's just fucking shit. I don't know. Fuck this sentient house. Okay. No more talking about the fucking sentient house. Let's talk about what was the lesson. What is the lesson of this movie? I always assume every movie has a lesson, and we have to talk about what is the lesson of the movie Encanto. To me, it would seem that our families, especially our elders, mothers, fathers, grandparents, they are the biggest villains in our lives, and they give us the trauma. Our villains or antagonists, as some would say, they give us trauma in our lives that we have to work through and conquer, and it brings us to confrontation. So, Valjean, at last, we see each other plain. Monsieur le Maire, you wear a different chain. Anyway, so another lesson I learned, it's similar to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, that you are a useless human being unless you benefit society. That's the lesson Rudolph taught us. Another lesson, I guess, which is involving Bruno, the guy we're not talking about, who I've been talking shit about for a while now, is that don't excommunicate someone who has future prediction powers just because you don't like the future of that. Because in the end, they just see the future as is, like what's going to happen. Like they just see that. That's all they see. You make personal decisions in your life, which dictates your future. So don't be blaming fucking Bruno. Don't be blaming Raven Simone, if that's so Raven. Don't be blaming anyone else for your shitty problem. Blame yourself for your problems. Except if you have an abuela who thinks you're useless because you didn't get magic powers. That the magic candle didn't give you magic powers. If this was real life, I would tell you Mirabel would be in therapy. Mirabel would be having to deal with her toxic ass family. And I believe everyone should get the worst thing to happen to them. I think these people are bad, except for Mirabel's parents and Mirabel. Like those are the only good people in this entire family. Bruno's okay too. Bruno's just like Bruno. I don't know. Maybe Bruno could have been a worse person, but Bruno is just Bruno's similar to Mirabelle. So, lesson learned. Did I like Encanto? It was a fun movie. Music was fun. It was a fun movie. But yeah, it's just toxic families. There's probably other people who've like diagnosed this on YouTube who could give you a better, clear answer. But yeah, toxic ass fucking family for sure, 100%. Yeah, anything can be delivered to you these days: beds, bananas, bricks, and even boxes of beans. But what about alcohol? Yes, even alcohol can be delivered to you thanks to today's sponsor, Drizly. Drizly gets all your favorite beer, seltzer, wine, whiskey, and much more delivered directly to your home. With their easy-to-use mobile app, we are getting one step closer to never leaving our homes. You know it's saying something when it is being praised as the Amazon for liquor. Drizly is my go-to app for getting all the booze I need so I can do other things. So using our link in the description today, you can save $5 off your first purchase through Drizly. Drizly has proprietary ID verification technology that it provides to its retail partners that allow drivers to scan IDs for more than a barcode to make sure the purchaser is over 21 years old in the US and of legal drinking age in Canada. Retailers on Drizly may have a minimum order or delivery fee, so using our link in the description, get $5 off your first order with Drizly. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. Alright, so it's now time for Ask Schweezy. Ask Schweezy is the part of the show where I answer questions found by the most interesting person of all, you. You are the reason for the season. For this segment of Cancel Schweezy. That is the season, and you're the reason. So let's just jump into it. We have some questions we have to answer today. So much to do, so much to see, so I guess we better just let's go full throttle, as some would say. Should I tell my girlfriend she poops a little almost every single time we have sex? That's rough. So I've done some research, and apparently positions with a lot of pressure on the abdomen at the same time as a lot of pleasure. Your body is relaxed while also being pushed on. Great combo for a little bit of poo to come out. I want to tell her, but I think she'd be mortified. But IDK if it's like she knows she's doing it. Or maybe she doesn't realize. Maybe she's had to poop every single time she comes over or just held it. It makes no sense, but it happens sometimes in positions with not a lot of pressure of the stomach abdomen. So IDK, my limited reading has said if it's regular, it could mean some sort of disorder. I'm also not sure if anything is happening to get near/inside her vagina, and I don't want her to end up getting sick or an infection. I'm so sorry if this is gross, but I'm more concerned about her health than I am my comfort, truthfully. Buddy, you don't have to worry about grossing me out. Let's see. Very rare thing, eating is the weird thing that grosses me out. I watched, I think it was a couple episodes, maybe it was last season of The Boys. I was halfway through season 2, then I stopped, and then I started watching, and it was I don't know what episode is, the Deep eats a live octopus, and it's friends with it, and Homelander's eat it. You better eat it. And I literally almost threw up. It was just, I don't know, that's gross to me. Anyway, so yeah, you don't have to worry about grossing me out. Let's see. You tell your girlfriend she poops every time. So is she, okay, so there's a couple of situations here. So, there's a couple of scenarios I'm not seeing here. I'm assuming, this is probably at your place. I'm assuming is where you're going to Bone Town, considering you're the only one who notices it. Because I would assume if it was at her place, if she's dropping dookies on, if she's dropping dookies all over the sheets or whatever. She'd be the one to clean it. Women typically are cleaner than men. Hopefully she's cleaner than you, buddy. And she'd have to notice a bunch of shit stains all over her sheets. So, considering that, so I'm assuming it's probably at your place and you're the one who notices she shits. My girlfriend, you didn't say how long you've been dating, so, could be a new thing. I don't know how much you have sex. That's a good question. Can't imagine poop, and then you don't know, what kind of poop is coming out. It's just, is it watery? Is it a brick, type of thing? Is it smooth, like the viscosity of the poop is a good thing, because if it's like diarrhea, there's a good chance she could like just be like nervous and like holding in her shit. I would never be able to hold in a shit for S3X. Definitely never be able to do that. I'm just like trying to think here. Yeah, it could be a medical issue, but here's the question, though. I mean, it's happening. No matter what I tell you, what could be wrong, it's happening. Like, what position you are? Because you don't be like, hey, you shit the bed, and then she's just gonna feel really bad. Like, honestly, her feelings are just gonna get extremely hurt, and you're not gonna know really how to deal with that shit, literally. So you don't really want to hurt her feelings, and you still kind of, and then she could be like, no, I'm not shitting the bed. And then you have to prove it to her, and that's just going to be an argument in itself. Like, that's not worth the fight. Literally, really the only thing I can suggest for you in this situation that would actually, I would feel it actually would work in regards to figuring it out would be, finally, I guess, I don't know if she's living with her parents or something where you can't have sex at her place, but I think the situation is going to have to be, you're going to have sex at her place, and you're going to have to see if she gets poo-poo on her sheets, because then she'll notice it. But I guess you also have to be in a way to make sure she doesn't think it's you shitting in the sheets. Well, I mean, if you've been dating for like, like if you're up 2 years of dating and you're like, there's poops in the sheets, I'm like, it wasn't mine, it was yours, and I'm like, okay, let's figure it out. And then when she does it, you're like, ha ha, like, you're the pooper. So yeah, well, if a problem she notices, she may need to go to a doctor. But I don't know. Typically with like poop pains and stuff like that, unless you just see blood in the stool, like you notice if there's like some sort of pain. So. Yeah, best would be to create the situation where she notices that she keeps pooping during sex. Like, that's the only way. You're going to have to make her figure out that she's doing it. You can't point it out to her. She's going to be the one. That's the only way you're going to be able to keep peace in the 9 realms, as far as I'm aware. So, good luck to you, buddy. We're all wishing the best for you. What would happen if you tried to order everything at once at McDonald's? Okay. So I worked at McDonald's for like 3 months, so I'm pretty much the expert in everything that goes on at McDonald's. Basically, I mean, like if you work at McDonald's, one thing you know is that if they see a bus pull up or something like that, a school bus, like sometimes they get off, they have a game, so they stop at McDonald's, and shit like that after the game. Like when you're a kid, you can do that. So they kind of see the bus, and so they just start kind of preparing a lot of things at once, because McDonald's has a good thing, everything down to a sort of a science in regards to how everything is displayed. Like the same burger patties you use to make a McDouble or a single cheeseburger or in the Happy Meal is the same burger patty you get when you would order a same burger patty you would order with a Big Mac. So like, those are the same quarter pounders, it's like the same patty, stuff like that. They used to have like an Angus burgers. I don't think they have those anymore. So I think the only burger patties they have is like the 1/8 pound and then the quarter pound burgers. So they have that, chicken nuggets. That's like the same with every meal. McChicken. The chicken is weird because they had the grilled. They had like the chicken sandwich that everyone's fighting for, and then they also have like the McChicken, which is all different chicken patties. So they make that, any combination you need with that as well, So they have that down to a science, and a lot of things are just different, like what toppings are on it and stuff like that. So they are pretty efficient. So, but yeah, if you kind of intend to want to order everything on the menu at once, obviously, they would be very much like it if you called in advance to do so. But if you do call in advance to do so, like they will literally only make like half of what you need. Wait till you get there to pay and then pay it. If you do it right then and there, you're gonna have to wait. Everyone in line is going to be very upset with you also to let you know that as well. So just be prepared with that. Better to probably call in advance, like, hey, I'm going to be coming over asking for one of everything on the menu. Just want to give you a heads up. Even then, though, like what they have during normal times, a lot of things like, they make I think what was it, like 8 to 10 of those thin patties all at once. That's how much they make. So it's not going to take forever. It's going to take. You're going to have a wait, but yeah, it's going to be a little bit of time. They can do it. McDonald's doesn't have as many options as, say, like Sonic or Wendy's and stuff like that. So, Yeah, I hope that clears everything up. They're just gonna, they kind of have an organizational system over at McDonald's that you'd probably really like. So, just go full throttle and only just call in advance. Just call in advance. That'd be the nice thing to do. Okay. Why is believing the Bible, Quran, whatever viewed as completely normal, but believing in ancient aliens is not? I think the idea what you would say though with ancient aliens, I mean, there's a couple things that you have to think about. Why, at least the Bible, Quran, any other religious texts are viewed a little bit more serious or more normal than ancient aliens, for a matter of fact. One thing I would say, one of the big things is like metaphors versus facts. So, I know the Bible because I used to live in the Christian bullshit. I'm going to say that, keep saying that because it pisses people off. So, I used to live in that world. One thing you have to do is Jesus spoke in parables. There's a lot of stories that I would believe are just metaphors or like a story that's meant to have a lesson involved in it. It's not necessarily like the story is fact or whatever. The main issue is, what do we learn from the story? How does this make us better people? How do we live a better life? That's the idea with the Bible. Is like I can't remember the one story where one guy owes another guy money, and then the guy he owes money to is like, oh, I'll forgive you, and then the guy who did owe money to the other guy, someone else owed them money, and he wasn't as nice to him and shit like that. And then the other guy, I can't remember how the story fully goes, but then shit happens. But, that's a good lesson. You should forgive people, especially with debts and stuff like that, and, it's not the wayward son. It's whatever his son, goes away with his inheritance, spends it all, but he's still welcomed back by the family. You got to welcome back people, and sometimes life isn't fair. I don't know. You have metaphors and then you have facts. Like there's evidence a man named Jesus lived, historical evidence of like the founding of Jerusalem, King David, that lineage and stuff like that. So, you have stuff like that. There's facts and there's metaphors, and, with ancient aliens, you don't really have that, facts. Like you don't have like evidence of legitimate evidence, of that. It's a more recent belief system as well, so it's hard to, justify as like maybe the pyramids were all beacons and stuff like that. I was like, well, maybe, like, do you have any like real historical evidence? Like, well, there's a pyramid here. Not maybe people like triangles. I don't know. So that's one thing, with ancient aliens, you don't know. Stuff like that. Historical evidence, I think I was just getting ready to talk about that. Historical evidence of, King David, a guy named Jesus, a guy named Paul, Muhammad. Let's go to the other ones. Muhammad, existing, stuff like that. We got like some historical evidence behind a lot of that. Even if you don't believe the Bible is 100% factual on that, there's a lot of historical evidence of stuff considering that the way it does. Even to a point where a lot of people believe like the earth was once completely flooded and stuff like that. A lot of scientists can at least say something similar to that. There's not a lot of historical evidence for ancient aliens. It's like kind of this idea is like aliens were there, but they're gone now and we haven't seen them since, or they're here somewhere, and then, yeah, and I did mention already, but ancient aliens is more of like a new theory, and and the big thing, it discredits a lot of the accomplishments of our ancestors and stuff like that. Is that humans can't do anything. It's all, if it wasn't for aliens, our society would have just crumbled, like completely crumbled, completely. I'm not discrediting the idea that aliens existed or aliens did exist, but at the same time, it's just not as probable evidence as something in regards to the Bible or Quran. Like, at least there's kind of evidence. At least a guy named Muhammad did exist. A guy named Jesus probably did exist. King David, King Saul, Solomon. Like there's some evidence that those people exist, but there was never any real evidence of ancient aliens. It's like hypothesis, more not really a reality in regards to stuff like that. That's kind of why ancient aliens isn't really seen as, as normal as, something you would say like normal religion. And, a lot of, and there's and also, there's more people in Islam and Christianity and Judaism, and that's what. And also, since there's more people, there's more of a community, and it seems more normal too. Where in Ancient Aliens is kind of getting getting stuff like getting a community too, but I don't know, like it's hard to really get a lot more proof with ancient. It's you can probably prove the Bible is all factual a lot easier than you can probably prove Ancient Aliens as well. That in the Quran and stuff like that. Hopefully that answers, that makes sense. If an incel suddenly gets a girlfriend, do they stop being an incel and start having a different view on women, etc.? So that's, which came first, the chicken or the egg? That's kind of the idea behind the thought process there, which, nothing wrong with thinking here. Not a lot of people think anymore. Marjorie Taylor Greene, or whatever her name is. So necessarily, it was like the guy who created it's not 8chan, I think it was. He was in like a big incel, then he got laid, then he got kicked out of the incels. When you're talking about like the incel community or shit like that, yeah, they're probably gonna kick you out of the incels. They probably won't want to. A lot of the incels are virgins, and then they're not going to really take kindly to the gold star incels. Are not going to take kindly to these chads having sex. Having sex. So necessarily, I would say they get a girlfriend, will they stop being an incel? I think in technical terms, yes. Now, in regards of having different views on women, probably not. If they have bad views on women, like that, all that incel knowledge and stuff like that you have, like a lot of those views don't go away. Like if hell freezes over and they do get a girlfriend, like, and a woman like is puts up with this shit, like their views may change slowly over time. If their heart, if their icy heart melts, then of course it will. Over time, it's going to melt. But for the most part, probably a lot of their viewpoints are probably not going to change because they've been living in this lifestyle for so long. Unless they have a big change of heart, then I can't really necessarily say that their views on women. That's just an awful human being, a man who's very awful to women finally gets a girlfriend, and because hell froze over, and it's rough. It's rough, buddy. Why do people say losing weight is hard? I have autism, which comes with issues with my executive function, having a hard time starting and sticking to plans, having poor self-control, etc. And I've managed to lose almost 50 pounds in 6 months. Why do so many people struggle with it? I'm not trying to brag about the weight, although I am proud of myself. I'm just confused. Do people just not try? First of all, I want to say congratulations on your weight loss. Weight loss is very hard, and yeah, it's good that you stuck with it, and you're 50 pounds down. That's like 10 pounds a month. That's pretty good. I'd say it's pretty good weight loss. I know, like when you're like when you start, like you can drop a lot of pounds at once. So I mean, yeah, but still, 50 pounds in 6 months is still really good. What I'd say though, you probably weren't like my 600-pound life. They're like, you lose 50 pounds 1 month. Hello, how y'all doing? Yeah. So the real idea of like why people talk about how like they have a hard time losing weight and like they can't lose like. Well, I just can't seem to lose weight. The big thing with losing weight is, like you think about your diet. You got to burn more calories than you consume. And then when you exercise, and then you got to, being active and, exercising a lot more, what that will do is help you burn more calories. That way you're burning more calories than you're consuming. So when you're doing that, that's how you lose weight. The problem is, though, losing weight requires a lot. Losing weight, exercising, it requires a lot of discipline. I went to school for music, and having to, when you have to practice something, even if it's a song or anything like that you don't really like, but you have to practice it because you have to, pass that stuff. You have to have the discipline to be able to sit down and learn it, even though you don't want to. Discipline, you can't. And the thing is, you can't teach discipline to someone. So. Like as much as you could teach me so much about music to someone, and they can learn as much as you can. You can teach them so much in regards to it. If they don't have discipline, there's only so far you can take with someone because you can't teach someone discipline, and that's one thing with weight loss is you have to have real discipline. That's why you see guys at the gym 3 hours a day, like even on days they really don't want to be there, they're feeling a little sick. back maybe a little sore, they just, their discipline is to go through. Especially when you go into dieting. I mean, I've lost some weight. I need to lose some weight again. My mind, like, I have to get disciplined and get back on eating right. The thing is, there's a lot of days where you really just want to eat like 6,000 calories in a day. And that's the thing. Like, you have to be like, no, I know I really just, want to relax and stuff like that. And, I'm like, I don't want to drink, I like to enjoy it. I enjoy drinking, but sometimes, when I want to lose weight, I can't be, you can't be drinking every day because it's just so many empty calories that you're putting back into your body. So sometimes you have to have discipline in regards to that. It requires discipline. The reason why people are saying they have a hard time losing weight is because they have zero discipline. And this is like, yeah, not everyone can easily lose weight. Okay, you fat bitch. The reason why you don't is because you have zero discipline. It's like, well, I can't stop eating this whole pizza an entire day. And we're like, well, that's why. Watch My 600 Pound Life. Watch why those people who's like, they don't stick to the diet. Why do they not stick to the diet? Because they have no discipline. The moment things are rough, like, they just decide, it's like, you know what? I'm ordering 2 pizzas today. And like, you can't just be doing that. Like, you have to have discipline. And like, people, I have friends who are doing musical projects and they're taking like decades to try to like finish things they're trying to accomplish in their life. And I'm like, I don't know why it's taking me so long. I just can't know. I don't know why. I'm like, you have no discipline. Like, what do you do after you get done with this in the day? I just sit down and watch TV. No shit, you're not getting it done. You're not disciplined. Sometimes you have to do it even though you don't want to do it. That's what discipline's all about. So, yeah, so anyone coming at me in the comments being like, losing weight isn't that hard. You should love your body the way it is. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when you're just like, it's losing weight isn't easy. I'm like, I mean, you're true right there, but anyone can lose weight. I mean, sometimes a little bit harder for some people than others, but you can lose weight. It's no problem. It's not, you just have to have discipline. Don't be trying to like fight me in the comments being like, well, discipline doesn't have, I'm like, yeah, just you get disciplined, and then you can probably reach your life goals, the goals you want. Okay? That's the rule. What is more painful, getting kicked in the balls or having a kidney stone? For me, it's stones. At least pain in balls can go away after a while, but stones, ... It's like, are you trying to continue the sentence, bro? Okay. I've had both. I've had kidney stones. At this point, I've probably had more kidney stones than I've been kicked in the balls. If you get kicked in the balls a lot and you're not a cast member of Jackass, you need to reevaluate your friends group. That's just a fact. With the balls, though, it's like you get it, and then it just like slowly comes in, and you're like, oh. Kidney stones are the thing, though. Like, passing the kidney stone, assuming the stone is a size it can be passed. Like, once it's passed, it stings, but like you feel so much relief in your body. The worst part is that when it leaves something, at least some area gets into your bladder, that's when you start having really bad pains. That pain is awful. Depending on the size of the stone, a lot of times ibuprofen can help with that. If it's a really bad one, you have to go to the hospital. Those are rough. But in my mind, the balls hurt. It's hard to determine, a standard kick to the balls. Some people like that, though. Like, sexually, they enjoy, like, getting their balls stomped on. I've seen those videos, and they're pretty rough to watch. But the kidney stones, there's not a sexual kink involved with kidney stones, hopefully. I don't think so. Like, no one's giving themselves kidney stones as, like, a sexual thing. In my mind, just giving the benefit of the doubt here, I'm going to say that the kidney stones are more painful than getting kicked in the balls. And my logic behind it is that some men enjoy getting kicked in the balls. It's sexually arousing to them, but there isn't anything sexually arousing to kidney stones. Like, so if anything, if it can be considered sexually arousing, then it's not necessarily pain. It's technically pleasure. So I know not everyone enjoys getting kicked in the balls during sex. But I'm here to tell you that I think the kidney stones will be a little worse. So, yeah. How can I defeat a person who uses witchcraft? What the fuck here is this? They're going to use witchcraft against me. What am I going to do? Okay, here, buddy. I'm going to make an assumption. anyone using witchcraft is probably not that ripped to begin with. I'm not doing strength training right now, but if someone's like, we're gonna fight, and I'm like, okay, and then they start trying to summon a spell, I would just go and punch them in the face, and that would be how I end that problem. I would give them a nice, swift punch in the face, and then the day would be saved because they didn't use witchcraft. If they heard you, because witchcraft isn't real, okay? I'm going to be the one, because some people will go, well, I'm a Wiccan, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. Okay, you have like herbs in a pantry, and you're going to do a spell. How many of those spells have actually worked? Tell me how many of those actual spells you've made with your potions. How many of those potions, how many spells have you cast that you've done have actually worked? Because I'm going to be really surprised if any of them have ever worked. And don't be like, well, it kind of worked. No, it has to work. Okay, you can't just be bullshitting me here. But let's pretend we're in a world where witchcraft is actually real. It's not some fairy tale bullshit. How would you fight witchcraft? It's a good question. Because like witchcraft is weird, because if it's Lord of the Rings and it's like Gandalf's using witchcraft, I'm like, I'm gonna say this: if you have a sword, you could probably take down Gandalf. Gandalf is not that good. Let's be real here. And some of the Lord of the Rings fans are like, well, Gandalf is super good. Let's listen here. If you've read the books, Gandalf got his ass whooped by Sauron, and then in the third and final book, Saruman got his ass whooped by a bunch of hobbits. Now, I'm not saying that hobbits are super strong. They're tiny people. Tiny people, not super tiny, but they're pretty tiny. And Saruman got his ass kicked by them. Gandalf is one of the best wizards in the world, and he got his ass whooped by Saruman. I'm pretty sure that if Saruman can defeat Gandalf, Frodo and Sam could have just taken down Gandalf too. Like that's me. So if that's the witchcraft, just do the first thing I did. If it's like Harry Potter, and those are the other two witchcrafts I know, like magic I know. And then Harry Potter, I would say, because there is like a kind of an unspoken thing where there was a Muggle versus Wizard war, and the humans and the Muggles won, and that's why the Wizards are in hiding. There's like that unspoken thing. So honestly, even if you have a gun, like you're gonna be fine with witchcraft. There's like Scarlet Witch or Doctor Strange. You just got to use math. That's what Peter Parker did. And he just got to use math, and he's trapped over the Grand Canyon. So, yeah, I think those are all my options. That's how I would do. If you have anything better, let me know. I'll let you. Come at me, bro. Anyways, though, that's how we're ending today's episode of Cancel Schweezy. Thank you so much for checking out the Lord's trademark favorite podcast today. We're putting our whole Schweezy into today's episode of Cancel Schweezy. Make sure you follow me on social media at TheSchweezy. Go check out my music under Schweezy as well. Twitch.tv/TheSchweezy, where I play every Thursday. I think I'm getting ready to play some Fall Guys, which I'm really excited to play. If you have an Amazon Prime account, connect it to your Twitch account. That way you get a Twitch Prime and a financial way to support us without spending any extra money than you're already spending every month. You also have a Patreon page. We also have a Patreon page. We don't have any tiers right now. That's a great way to help us financially, and a great way to say thank you for being a friend as well. Don't forget all the free shit. If you're listening or on YouTube right now, make sure you go check out our highlights where you can share with your friends and help us infiltrate algorithms. We make sure you leave us a comment on anything you're curious about, and something that we'd be able to do as well. And if you're on the audio-only platforms, make sure you leave us a review and a 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1-star rating. Happy belated Father's Day. My dad's dead, and so I didn't have to celebrate this year. But hopefully you guys had a good Father's Day. Let's just end this like we always do. Honk if you love butt drugs. Stay awesome. Daddy, I love you. Daddy, why you die? Happy Father's Day, Daddy. hey, you just finished a full episode of Cancel Schweezy. Thank you so much. Wherever you are listening or watching this show, make sure you smash that subscribe button that we can get notified anytime we release new episodes. And like I said before, honk if you love butt drugs and stay awesome.